Hi guys, this is JP from FSiPanel. Welcome on this video where I want to show you how to fly quick approaches on the Captain Sim 757 and 767. Please note that the procedure is the same on both aircraft, 75 or 76. So basically you can follow the tutorial that I will show you today on the 767 to fly approaches on your 757. So how to fly approaches? Let's go and start this quick tutorial. We are now in the cockpit. I just loaded the aircraft. As you can see, there is always two mandatory requirements with FSiPanel. First of all, your IRS must be aligned. That's the case, and your engines must be running. That's it. Now we don't need to set up anything. For the purpose of FSiPanel and to show you how far it goes in the setting, I will switch some stuff off. In the electrical here, in the hydraulic, we will switch some pumps off as well into the fuel. And why not the recirculation fan, and put the isolation valve here and switch off some stuff like this. All right, so now basically I screw up the cockpit, doesn't matter. We will start flying. So how to fly approaches on this beautiful aircraft? First of all, set your weight, the weight you want to fly. So basically now I will select, let's say 10 tons of fuel, and my payload I will put 40%. All right, this is up to you. You can set anything you want there, right? So now you see that we have a lot of cautions there, of course, because I screwed up and I didn't touch anything in my mode control panel. Everything is off, as you can see. So now we go into FSiPanel, and first thing to check, the Captain Sim 767 300ER has been detected. That's good. We are in Los Angeles on runway 07 right, so let's have a look what options we have here with the weather. Actually, we should choose a nice runway with some headwind. So 25 left seems to be the best one. Long runway, ILS approach. 251 will be our localizer course. So let's select 25 left. Now, if you're familiar with FSiPanel, you know that you can select all kind of training positions, downwind vectors from star. In Los Angeles, you could select anything, but this is not the purpose of that video. I want to show you a quick approach. So let's go on a long final. Okay, so the approach is set. We'll have flaps 30 for landing. So I will click on move aircraft. As you can see, we should be at 2,400 feet. On 8 miles final for runway 25 left. So we click move aircraft, and let's see what is happening. The first thing you will see there is your flaps moving to flaps 30. So it takes a while, and FSiPanel will wait for the flaps to be set. You can see your mode control panel. Now we have the final speed, heading, and the altitude of 2,400 feet will be set for us. And let's see what happened now. We are in the air. Don't touch anything. As always, just wait and see. You can see that your speed brake has been armed. You can see now your mode control panel. Autopilot has been switched on, and the aircraft is descending toward 2,400 feet, which is the correct altitude for a 3 degrees final at 8 nautical miles. So we just have to wait. We can see as well that our QNH has been set to 29907 as per the actual weather in Los Angeles. Auto brake has been set to 2, and this value you can change in the setup of FSiPanel. Gear is down, speed brake is armed, and we should be ready to fly the approach in a few seconds as we are reaching now 2,400 feet, which is our target altitude. The speed is correct, so FSiPanel will tell you that the aircraft is ready. You can see the message on the top left screen, aircraft ready for your training. Hold your brake for 2 seconds to take control. So basically now, we are in a position freeze. We have all the time to check our cockpit minimum, set up our approach in the FMC if we need. Remember that we screw up the overhead panel. Now you can see that all your hydraulic is back to normal. The air panel as well has been set to normal. All the lights are set for the actual configuration. Basically, we are ready to fly. Now you can fly the approach just now, or you could just update your FMC. To update the FMC here, very easy. Just go to route page, page 1. We are in Los Angeles. As a destination, activate, execute. Now choose your approach. We are doing an ILS 2.5 left. Now if you go to legs page, you can activate that and execute. Now in front of me, I can see a waypoint here, Gigi, so I will put it on top. Activate, execute, and the last thing that we should do is make sure that we have the gross weight. So if you go to perf page, right key, 107.5, so we are about 117 tons. So now if I go for my approach speed, I have 129, and that's it. So basically now everything is set for me. I'm ready to fly this approach. So the only thing I have to do now is to take over the control by holding the brake for 2 seconds and just click approach, and we are ready to go. Okay, back in the cockpit, we are about to land. We'll take auto throttle off, autopilot off, and let's do a long landing, and we'll go slightly left of the center line just for the landing report. So as you can see, I'm going a little bit high and slightly left, and we will float a little bit there on purpose. And we're gonna be just within limit at the end of the touchdown zone, but left of center line. All right. Let's have a look now at the landing report, but before I want to show you the after landing flow. Maybe you don't know about it, so let me show you what it is all about. Now, after your landing, make sure that your ground speed is below 30 knots, which is the case right now. And if you have the options enabled in FSiPanel, which is by default on, you can have the after landing flow done by your first officer. So what to do now, just retract 1 notch of your flaps. I will do it now. And you can see on the top left corner of your screen, after landing procedure in progress. So basically now FSiPanel is doing your first officer, retracting the flaps, turning off the TCAS, setting all the lights as required. We should have the speed brake retract. The trim, as you can see here, the trim is at 2 as per the FCOM. And if we have a quick look at our overhead panel, we can see that the APU is starting. The lights have been switched off, except the nose gear for the taxi and the runway turnoff. And APU is on the way, so the after landing flow is completed. All right, so now let's say you would like to fly another approach from that position. Now, without touching anything, my flaps are retracted. I just landed and I would like to practice another approach. You can bring FSiPanel. This is our landing report, by the way. As expected, we have a long landing. Training required. We did it on purpose. We were left of center line. So here you can see your nice deviation. Let's decide now to go on the left-hand vectors. Left-hand vectors, we will have a flaps 5 and the correct speed, and we should be on a vector to intercept the ILS 25 left. So the only thing I have to do, select vectors, click move aircraft. Without touching anything from my landing, you can see now that your flaps are moving to 5. You can see your heading, which is now 281, the speed 176. The gear is going up. And as always, don't touch anything until you get the message that you can take control. Otherwise, you might screw up the setting. Altitude is captured, as you can see, at 2,400 feet. The gear is up. The lever is not yet in off. It will go in off automatically in a couple of seconds. Altitude hold. Altitude is correct. The speed is coming. Let's have a look at the landing gear lever, which will be set to off as soon as the aircraft is ready for you to take over control. So that should take place just now. As we see, everything looks good. That's it, off, and we have the message aircraft ready for your training. So now we don't need anymore to set our FMC, as it's been set already for the previous approach, but we can check our cockpit. We have the auto brake to 2 again, we have the gear off, we have the flaps 5, And now we have the lights again on, except the taxi turn off and the nose wheel as the gear is up. Otherwise, everything is set up. Your APU is turned off, so it's still running for 2 minutes, but FSiPanel turns it off as it's not required anymore. So everything is set again for you to fly. So the only thing you need to do, hold your brake 2 seconds. You get the message you have control, arm the approach, lock and glide slope arm, and you are ready to fly another approach. Okay guys, I hope you liked this video. If you have any comments or questions, please drop me a line below. And as always, stay safe and see you soon. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.